I'm doing great, even though every day's not fine. But still I woke up today, another day to get on my grind. Got me singing, whoa, whoa, effort I'm built for boundary. Whoa, whoa, effort I'm built for boundary. I'm doing great, even though every day's not fine. But still I woke up today, another day to get on my grind. Got me singing, whoa, whoa, effort I'm built for boundary. Whoa, whoa, effort I'm built for boundary.
All right, good evening and welcome to Between the Lines, presented to you by Livewire Sports. Tonight, our guest is a very special guest from the Twin Cities of St. Croix. His name is Clint Williams. He's a former college basketball player and currently a college basketball coach. Clint, how you doing today?
Yeah, man, Shaka going on, man. Everything's safe, man. Glad for having me on the show, you know.
So you're excited to be on then. You're our fourth guest now, so we up the road now.
I know.
Some real interesting topics and stuff to talk about now, just for our viewers to get a better understanding of the sports community we have here in the Virgin Islands and abroad as well.
For sure, man. I'm excited. I mean, I was a little nervous, to be honest, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, I definitely excited you guys called to have me on it. We talk about, you know, the state of the VI and sports, and let's get it better, man.
All right, so first things first. You're in the camera. You look like a really big guy. How tall are you?
Man, I'm 6'10", man. If not, probably the biggest person in the Virgin Islands. You know, I know people like Cuffy and Craig and them, man, they're like 6'8", 6'9", you know. But I'm a legit 6'10", so yeah, I'm a big dude, man. Everybody know me when they see me.
6 foot, you can't miss you. 6'10", so hey, I don't blame them for that. So you being 6'10", you basically had an automatic bid to be a basketball player then?
Yeah, for the most part, man. I mean, it's interesting. I had a crazy growth spurt, you know what I'm saying? Kind of like my junior year to senior year of high school, you know, when I've been complex, I grow 7 to 8 inches that summer, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I really get this big, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've been playing basketball all my life, man. So yeah, basketball's in the blood for sure.
So when did you first start playing basketball?
Well, you know, as long as I can remember, probably when I was like 4 or 5 years old. You know, like I said, I grew up in St. Croix. One of the first place we lived when I was born was in Mutual Home in Grove. And, you know, everybody out in the parks and stuff playing basketball. And, you know, I definitely just used to go run ball with them, man. And I just fell in love with the game since then, man.
I could imagine at 4 or 5 years old, you're probably 5 feet tall already.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of tall. You check when I look at some baby pictures and stuff, younger pictures of my mother get. I was like, what? I was tall myself. But yeah.
All right, so you talked about playing basketball here in the Virgin Islands. Where did you play basketball in high school?
Complex, educational complex, man. Big up the Barras, man.
Definitely got show. You definitely have to show school pride here, because I know all the people in St. Croix here tuning in, all the Barras tuning in, especially like the Barras basketball players. I'm sure definitely tuning in because they know your face. They know you from being in St. Croix. They know you from being around basketball. So they definitely going to tune in tonight and get a good show out of you.
Yeah, man.
What was the journey like for you from high school to playing college basketball?
Oh, good question. The journey was tough, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, things was different, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't trying to knock nobody, but big up Mac Hayward, Dean Hayward, who was my coach at Complex. You know, when school was done, to be honest, I had no interest in going to college, you know what I'm saying? I just was kind of probably going to walk, you know, Hovenza at the time. That was Lime Tree Bay. I was probably going to walk there in the refinery. It was actually Miss Bryson, who was like a second mom to me. Everybody knows Bryson. Shout out Miss Bryson. She was the one who was like, Clint, you got to go to college or something. So she made me start. I take a couple classes at UVI first. And then, you know, They didn't do too well. I mean, I ain't gonna lie about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I still wasn't sure about college. And then Pidy, Stephanie Williams, Craig Moms, pick up Pidy. She was the one summer. She hit me and she was like, "I get this coach in Arkansas at a JUCO. Told him about you. Whatever I said in film, he wants you to come." And I was like, first of all, I was like, Arkansas, me no para there. I ain't never been there. So I was like, what? But so you know what? I trust her, Pidy first of all, and then I wanted to pick basketball. So I was like, you know what? Let me go, man. And then when I went, to be honest, it was a culture shock, Everything was obviously different from how we know life is in the VI, Right. So then that was already hard to deal with. And then transitioning to basketball, what? I never forget, my son. My first night there, we had to go play open gym, right? And we had a weight walkout after, my son. And, we finished hooping, so we go in the weight room. So I seen all these these guards and heck, bench pressing, 45s on each side, like it's nothing. I'm like, what? If them I could do it, I could do it too, What? I go on the bench, and that thing dropped on me, so I couldn't get it up for nothing, so I said, what? This a crazy thing, my son. So my coach was like, take that off, put 2 10s on there for that big boy. So I started from the bottom, man. I was literally benching 2 10s on each side, 6'10". I never lifted a weight in my life, Mm-hmm. So that was the adjustment, just the weight room part of it, conditioning, and then just kind of the physicality, the speed. Even at JUCO, what I'm saying? It was different from how we played in the VI. So that was a hard transition for me, but definitely, stuck it out and made it work, man.
I love the fact that you spoke about some people who were influential on your journey. That's a big thing here. Once you have the support, I feel like anybody can make it. You sound like you had a strong team behind you and pushing to get you to the next level. So definitely glad for those people, I'm sure. And just as a person, you never know what kind of impact you can have on somebody else. So it's great to see that they had a positive impact on you and were able to help you get further in life.
Yeah, man. I mean, you're right. I would not be here. I mean, obviously my parents was pushing me too, but having the outside support from not inside my household, they take an interest in me, and that just helped me. And that's kind of why I do the same thing, not only for my current players now, my team, but people back home. You know what I'm saying? My goal is to always help any way I can these young people back home. So yeah, I definitely want to be that person for them as well.
Now, was there any point you thought to yourself that basketball isn't for me anymore, I should probably just quit?
Of course. I feel like every player goes through that at some point in time in their career. For me, one particular moment stick out, my son. I was in JUCO, and I remember I was having a bad practice, I was messing up, and we had a treadmill inside the court. So when you're messing up, coach would be like, just go on the treadmill. And one of the assistants would come with you, and you got to run the treadmill till he says stop. So he had me on that day, I promise you, like almost 20 minutes or something. So I'm upset. So, assistant coaches, we'd try to help players a little bit. So like the assistant coach, he turned it down a little bit, the speed and everything, making me keep going. But when he see that, my head coach like, no, turn it back up. I'm like, what? So I ain't gonna lie to you, son. That day I was vexed. I hop off the machine, pick up my stuff, I walk out practice, and I say, I done, son. I was done with this. And I went home, and when I got to my house where we were living, I called my sister first. And I tell you everything. And I ain't gonna lie, I think my sister gonna be like, yeah, okay, come home or whatever if you want to, No, sir. My sister, she tell me, suck it up, stop being a little baby. That's the PG version. And you need to apologize to your coach and go back to practice tomorrow. And then that night, I called my coach, and I called him, and he already told me. My sister called him, telling him that I was wrong. So I was like, what? Whose side is she on? I said, say it for something. But, I called my coach, apologized. We hashed things out. Obviously, I had a punishment when I went back to practice. Had some more running to do. But, I stuck it out. And like I said, I said that story to say, for me personally, I was glad my sister didn't enable me to be like, yeah, it's the coach's fault, whatever, quit. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, she was like, no, you was wrong. You need to stay on there and keep walking, because nowadays I feel like a lot of kids need that, have people that tell them don't quit because things ain't going your way at this moment. Stick it out, So, yeah.
All right, that's good. That's definitely that support system. Again, like the support is key in a lot of situations. that could have your career, your life could have went drastically different if your sister did take your side in a situation. So it's a good thing that she did support what you're doing and told you that you were around. So that's definitely key in a situation.
Yeah, man.
So what was your biggest accomplishment as a player?
Whew.
You sound like you have a lot there.
I mean, the one that really sticks out to me is because it's still technically haven't been broken or whatever. But was at the same JUCO. My second year there, we made a tournament for the first time in school history. You know what I'm saying? So up to now, like I said, no other team has ever made a tournament yet since then. So, you know, I'll probably go with that one because one of the Tuskegee, you know, we won, you know, championship and stuff, but you know, the team after us, they made it further than us. So I'm not gonna pick that one because people break our record. So yeah, I'm gonna pick that one.
All right, so I heard you mention another college. So how many different college basketball teams did you play for? And at what level?
Yeah, I went to junior college at Arkansas Baptist College in Little Rock, Arkansas. Like I said, stayed there for 2 years. Had a great time. That was actually a HBCU. So, you know, I was kind of, you know, used to that HBCU life, which ain't for everybody, to be honest. So then, you know, after that, I had, you know, some Division I and Division II schools, you know, recruited me and offered me and stuff. And, you know, I actually had my school picked. I was actually supposed to go to University of Long Island, Brooklyn, in New York, in the NEC conference, because, you know, my sister lived in New York at the time, and I was going to go try and be closer to her and stuff. And my coach will actually end up going at Tuskegee University. He literally called me 2 days before I made my decision. And, you know, I ain't gonna lie, he called me and he said, I don't care what you say, I'm your coach now. And I was like, what? Who does man think he is, son? Well, I don't know. Something about it just was like, you know, I like that, you know what I'm saying? That confidence, you know what I'm saying? So I just ended up committed to Tuskegee University, Division II. Another, you know, one of the best, no, like the best HBCU in the country. Let's get that clear. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Definitely had a tremendous time there as well, too, man. So, yeah, that's kind of where I went. Arkansas Baptist and Tuskegee University.
Now, I also went to an HBCU, but this is your interview, so I'll let you have that best HBCU thing. We'll let it go for this time.
I mean, if you want to have the debate, we can, you know. I hope for everything, my son.
We're going to have that conversation off camera. All right, do you think we have our kids here, our high school players, have the potential to play at the collegiate level?
Yes. The potential, yes. The discipline, not everybody, to be honest. But yeah, definitely a lot of kids have the potential and the skill set to get them opportunity is about, you know, once you get opportunity, what do you do with it? So yes, I definitely would say we have a lot of kids. Obviously, you know, I have some players for me who I've recruited and brought, you know, where I've been personally, you know, Anisha George and then Shania Library and stuff from back home who came and both had great careers in JUCO level and then end up went into their 4-year schools as well, too. So, yeah.
That's another big thing I want you to touch on. Being an athlete that went to a JUCO, share some words for kids that think that their career might be over when they go to a JUCO or that a JUCO isn't good enough to play at.
Yeah, I mean, that's a terrible stereotype, you know what I'm saying, about JUCO basketball for the most part. I think people who think along those lines are misinformed, to be honest. Junior college is a great vehicle, you know, if you want to get in your roadmap to playing at a 4-year level. It's highly competitive basketball in, you know, certain regions, not all regions, I'm not going to lie. But, you know, it's quite a few regions. If you go and play there, you're going to play against high D1 talent, you know, consistently, D1, D2 talent. So I think, you know, for the most part, whether it's you didn't get opportunity you wanted to from a 4-year school straight out of high school, obviously you think you should go JUCO. Whether you don't have the grades or the test scores, I think you should go JUCO. Or whether you just feel like, you know, you may have opportunity, but you're not ready and you want to go somewhere probably and play more right away, I think you should go JUCO. So I definitely think JUCO. I mean, I'm a huge JUCO advocate. I would say I went to JUCO, played at JUCO, coached at JUCO. So, you know, I love JUCO. So for me, you know what I'm saying, I love recruiting from JUCOs as well, too, everywhere I've been. So, yeah, I love JUCO, man.
What about the professional level? Do you think we have the athletes here that can make it to playing overseas or maybe even in the NBA and WNBA?
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. I mean, like I said, obviously I see it when I coach a national team and I see how we compete against the best of the world. You know what I'm saying? When we beat Brazil, who's ranked number 8 in the world, and tiny little Virgin Islands, we beat them. We're all squad. You know what I'm saying? So I know we have the talent and the competitiveness to compete at that level. Once again, just about the drive and discipline, man. One thing that we just naturally breed in the VI, don't know why yet, been trying to figure it out, is athletes. You know what I'm saying? Our athletes and athleticism is off the charts, man, coming from the VI. I don't know why that is, but it is what it is. So the next part we got to really focus on is the skill development part. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when coaches do recruit a player from the Virgin Islands, whether it's a boy or girl, is off of athleticism. They see the athleticism and they see the potential. You know what I'm saying? They see like, okay, if I bring them here and develop them, you know what I'm saying, get them in the gym, work with them on the skills, I can see where they can become. So I think off of that, those two things, I definitely think we can compete. We have yet to have a Virgin Islander in the WNBA, but obviously, we have plenty of NBA players from the Virgin Islands, the greatest being Tim Duncan. But we have also had a lot of great players that play professionally, you know what I'm saying, that didn't make the NBA, but had great long careers making a ton of money overseas in the highest leagues over there. So both women and men. So like I said, we definitely can compete professionally, just about getting an opportunity and making the most of it for sure.
Now, after college, were you able to move forward in your career? Were you able to play for the national team, or did you get a professional shot?
So my one time play for the national team was actually when I was on junior national team. Because, like I said, when I was coming up, I ain't gonna lie, basketball was on probably the highest level in the Virgin Islands history. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had a bunch of talented players, man, and obviously in the national team, you can only pick 12. And at the time when I was coming up, they had their core, and rightfully so. Man like Tegan, Coffee, Pang, Craig, you know what I'm saying? So they had their core who every year, was on the team. And like I said, that man did great things, win a lot of medals and stuff on the men's side. So salute to them. So yeah, I definitely was never mad that they, never get a chance, because it wasn't only me. It was lots of great players who never made the team, like consistently, made the team consistently. I mean, was like, Wilson, Q, Eddie Hot Sauce, Barga, like a lot of great players, I could think of that just never, get a chance. Not that it wasn't good enough, just we had a good core at the time, and why miss something that was winning, So yeah, So like I said, playing at the highest level for the national team, they had a chance to do that. That's why I was made it my mission to become a coach and do it at a coaching level. So yeah.
All right. So who are some of the biggest players that you have ever played against?
The biggest player I probably played against was Joe Johnson in his heyday. He was in a league, a summer league. This was when I was in Arkansas, matter of fact, because he's from Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas. And yeah, we was playing this team and gym was packed. So I'm just like, maybe it's a regular summer league game. I don't know. Next thing I know, my son, Joe Johnson walked through the door, my son. I said, what? This man in the NBA right now for the Atlanta Hawks, all-star, whatever. And I'm glad I actually scored against him. Well, technically it wasn't against him. It was my teammate drove, jumped it off to me, and I laid it up. He kind of like run across. I think I scored on him. It don't matter. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, he was literally like 2 steps across half court, pulling, just bang, wet threes and stuff. So I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? So I'll probably say Joe Johnson, man, probably the best player I played against.
All right, actually, right now, Clint, we're going to take a break just to talk about our sponsors a little bit and get them a shout out for doing the great things that they're doing in our community as well. One of our sponsors today is Sweet Surrender VI by Shakifa Shinnery. She dropped out some treats here, and I kind of trying not to eat them on camera because they look so great. These are just great. And one of the things that I love about these treats is they're all live wire presented. Look how great they look. So all the viewers out there, I don't plan to share, so don't call us after the show to look for any of these treats. They will be gone. They will be in my stomach after this show. So again, our treats table is presented to you by Sweet Surrender VI by Shakifa Shinnery. Her number is 340-626-1310, where you can have the cake your way and eat it too. Another one of our sponsors is Fabtabulous Nutrition, where you can get all the healthy shakes that you need. With Fabtabulous Nutrition, you can call Coach J and get all the healthy shakes at 340-244-6499. Again, that is Fabtabulous Nutrition, located upstairs in Lockout Gardens, to get all your healthy shakes. Her number is 340-244-6499, and that's Coach J. If you would like to be a partner with Livewire and you're an entrepreneur and would like to present anything that you have on this show, you can let us know. You can contact the page and we will get you on. You will have a slot to be a sponsor for a future show. All right, back to you now, Clint.
Yeah.
You went from being a player to a coach.
Yep.
Can you tell us what that transition was like?
So like I said, I was done. My eligibility was up at Tuskegee, and you know, like I said, I knew I wasn't gonna work in corporate America. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't for me. So my coach was like, you know, do I want to coach basketball? I was like, yeah. He's like, all right, I'll keep you on staff or whatever. So my first year actually coaching was obviously a little bit challenging because, you know, my night coaching was my teammates last year. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm the coach and stuff. And it was tough because, you know, stuff that obviously we did as players, you know what I'm saying? I was torn because I'm a coach now, so I can't do this with them, you know what I'm saying? Like selling whatever, parties or stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I can't do that because I'm a coach now, you know? So that first year was real tough, but, you know, I definitely learned a lot from, you know, my head coach, Coach Leon Douglas. He played in the NBA. Shout out to Coach Doug. And then Coach Calvin, you know, passed away. Rest in peace, Coach. You know, learned a lot from them too, about the game and just how to handle players, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how my transition went. I didn't really, you know, look for jobs other than where I was at. My head coach was like, do you want to coach? And I was like, yeah. So that's kind of how I started coaching, man.
All right, now you coach at both the JUCO level as well as D1, correct?
Correct.
What was it like coaching at the D1 level compared to coaching at JUCO?
Well, the first thing first, JUCO, you know, every year your roster is totally different. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously 4-year schools recruiting your kids. So you got to recruit a whole new roster every year consistently. Whereas at the D1 level, you know, you have recruiting classes. Typically, your recruiting class lasts every 4 years. So that was, you know, definitely one of the biggest changes for me was, you know, because I was a recruiting coordinator at the JUCO level. Now I'm the recruiting coordinator here. So when I got here, I'm just like, oh my gosh, we got to recruit 50 new players again for next year. And it's like, well, no, you don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have players coming back, you know what I'm saying, that's going to be here for 2 or 3 more years or whatever. So that was definitely an adjustment, just understanding how to recruit for different classes in the future. You know what I'm saying? So like right now, obviously, the next class is the 2021 class. And I mean, I'm recruiting 2021, 2022, 23, all the way up to 2024, which is, you know, about to be freshman in high school. So, you know, we definitely, that's the biggest change. Whereas as JUCO, how we recruited there is typically you let the 4-year schools sign all their kids they're going to sign. So normally they sign, you know, the players they want to in the first signing period, the early signing period in November. So typically around January is when I started, you know, doing my research, reaching out to people, seeing what good talent was still available and unsigned. And then, you know, we try to sign them in April. So it was different, you know, recruiting JUCO. I started around January, and then the D1 level, it's year round, literally 24/7 is recruiting, man. So yeah.
How difficult was it for you to have that conversation with yourself where you said, okay, I can't play basketball anymore. I have to go into the coaching thing. Was it a difficult thing for you to do?
What? No, not at all. Let me tell you why. I had get lazy. I had hate walking out. I hate trying to stay in great shape. I had get lazy and times. So when my time was done playing basketball, I was not one of those who, I fought it. I had to keep playing. No, sir. I was like, let me get my suit, sit on this bench, and coach or something. So for me, it was easy peasy.
Now, being an assistant coach, did you go the graduate assistant route?
No, I didn't, man. Like I said, just right to assistant coach, which is rare. You know what I'm saying? A lot of coaches, when they do start, most of the time got to start at a GA spot, grad assistant spot. So, yeah, I didn't. To be honest, another reason why once again, school wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I did school, got my degree and stuff because of basketball. So after that, I didn't play basketball anymore. I didn't need no more school. So I couldn't do no grad school because that means I have to go to class again. So I couldn't do it in the rooms.
Now, while you're recruiting, what kind of student athlete are you looking for? What characteristics do you need?
Oh, good question. Well, that's not a tricky question, but so first off, it's not what I need, it's what my head coach needs. You know what I'm saying? So, that's definitely one thing people gotta understand is, I recruit what my head coach wants, you know what I'm saying, and what we need for our programs.
Right,
So never me, you know what I'm saying? So when people be like, oh, I have a kid, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm sorry, no, it's not me, it's just not what we need. But anyways, certain, obviously depends on the position, what certain skill sets we look at, but just general, must-have characteristics is toughness. We need toughness, tough players. Basketball IQ, that's one thing we look for now at a high level, seeing do they have that basketball IQ on the basketball court. And then just seeing if they have that motor, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hate watching lazy kids play basketball, man. That just drives me crazy. I don't care how much talent you have. If you don't go hard, I'm sorry, not gonna undo me. You know what I'm saying? And I've always believed that, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, everywhere I've been, I've told my head coaches that. And for the most part, that's worked out. So, I don't care how much talent a kid have. If the kid don't go hard and work hard, not my cup of tea. So that'll probably be the three biggest things we look for: toughness, IQ, and high motor.
Now, tell us your greatest accomplishment as a coach.
Oh, that's easy, man. Greatest accomplishment, man, was winning the first ever gold medal for the national team, the women's national team, Central Basket 2017, and it was on our home turf. We hosted that tournament, so that was a special moment, man. And I mean, I've done, been blessed to win everywhere, helped coach that so far, and done a lot of great things. But to me, by far, everybody knows VI till I die, and being able to be the first to win gold medal for the national team, that was something that will always stick with me until only one other thing could top it, which we will do, is make the Olympics for the first ever time. We're going to do that in the future. But until then, that's my biggest accomplishment as a coach, man.
So are you still on the coaching staff for the national team?
Oh, yeah, most def. We actually supposed to have, what's today, June 16th? We're supposed to be home right now in training camp for a tournament. It's before COVID-19, hit. But yeah, this summer we're supposed to have 2 tournaments, and we was going to get ready for that. So definitely everything got postponed to next summer. So next summer, we got 3 tournaments, and we'll be ready to roll, man. Continue to make history.
And just to make it clear, we're talking about the women's national team, correct?
Correct. Yeah, not the men. Like I said, I don't affiliate with, not affiliate. I don't coach the men. Only the women's national team.
Correct. All right, I'm not going to let you escape without talking about this 32-1 season that you had coaching JUCO as a head coach. Like, that's amazing to me. You know what it is to win 32 games and lose 1?
I mean, yeah, you're right. And you just said that. I know some people who probably watching this live cracking up because that's one of my favorite memories I talk about too. Besides the goal is going 32-1. My head coach, Coach K, Coach Chad Killinger, and assistant coach Chelsea Fallhaber. Yeah, that was a team with Anisha George, you know, from the Virgin Islands, along with a lot of other good players. But that team was special, man. I mean, I remember, you know, Anisha, my head coach, we brought her in before that season started, and we tell her, Anisha, we building this thing around you. You know what I'm saying? We gonna ride you. You getting 15 to 20 shots a game. You know what I'm saying? Because she's so dominant and effective and efficient. We had to ride her, and I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. The first 2-3 games was cupcakes. We should have won. So we win those. Next thing you know, we like 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. The 8th game of the season, we was playing a team, Wabash Valley, one of the top JUCOs in the country. They was ranked at the time. So we wasn't ranked. They ranked. And so we like, okay, this is going to be a good measuring stick for us. And we beat them, went to overtime, and we beat them. And that's what we was like, we might have a really good team this year. But still, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, 8-0. Next thing you look up, we was 14-0. So now the first national ranking poll come out, right? So me and the coaching staff, remember, we have a little bet going like, me and my head coach, like, nah, we're not going to be ranked no higher than, number 25, 24 in the country. And it was actually my head coach's wife, Rachel. She was like, we're going to be like top 15 to start. We're like, no way. The first poll come out, we was ranked number 14 in the country. We was like, oh, shoot. Like, wow. You know what I'm saying? So then, so now we undefeated. Now we in the top 15 in the country. So now the bullseye is on our back, man. And like I said, everywhere we play, we go to, opposing team's gym. We playing at home, getting everybody's best shot. And those girls, man, they just always found a way to win. And like you said, I mean, to look up at the end of the year, and we 29-0, ranked number 3 in the country. And I mean, we got every school in the country, all levels, recruiting all our players. We had 7 Division I players in that team. And, I'm just like, wow. So then, we win our region tournament. When you win our region, you got to play a district championship to go to the national tournament. And our district championship was on the road at the other region champ's house. And that was a crazy environment too. And for us to go up there and, beat them on their home floor in that kind of environment was crazy. So we entered the national tournament 32-0. We got the number 3 seed overall in the tournament. Once again, that was just crazy. The highest seed ever in Moberly history and stuff for the national tournament. And so we had the first round bye, so we automatically made it to the Sweet 16. And then we played, a team from the Panhandle Conference in Florida, which is known as the best JUCO conference, and it is. We played Northwest Florida State, and they beat us. So yeah, we finished that year 32-1. But yeah, that year was special, man. It was unbelievable.
Now, in the NCAA, that's definitely what you would call a Cinderella run. Coming from being unranked to being in one of the top-ranked schools and making a deep run into the tournament. That's definitely something special, and I know you won't ever forget that one.
Not at all, man.
All right, coaching at the JUCO level and at the D1 level, what would you say is the biggest thing that separates the athletes between the two levels?
The first thing that comes to mind would be the IQ and understanding of the game. The second thing would be obviously the skill set, the skill level. And then for the most part, the work ethic. A lot of times JUCO kids, they work hard, but obviously it's a different level when you get to the Division I level. So they don't have that level of work ethic needed to be at that level when they first come in. So it takes them a while to get that most of the time, unless you have an elite kid. So that'll probably be some of the differences I see between the two levels.
Now, with you being a women's basketball coach, what do you think is some of the biggest roadblocks we have here in the VI for female athletes?
Oh, that's a great question, boy. We're going to be here all night, but I'm going to give you a short version. Well, the first thing, lack of involvement. I think that's the first thing. Normally, coaching the VI, everybody want to coach boys. You know what I'm saying? So we need more people to want to invest time and coach the girls. You know what I'm saying? I know there's certain people like Bao, he's been doing it for years. He actually coached boys and girls, I know on St. Thomas, obviously, Jelani, Mr. Horton, he was doing it with Raina at Charlotte. So we need more people to push girls basketball in territory. I think that's the first thing. Second thing is support. You know what I'm saying? And obviously women's basketball in general just needs more support, even up here, in the States, but especially back home. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember, like I said, when we was coming up, boys basketball was as big, you know what I'm saying? But girls basketball was even, as big too. You know what I'm saying? Like we had a lot of great players, like, Booty from Complex, Vicky from St. Thomas, Lanice, et cetera, et cetera. We had a lot of great players, and girls basketball was at a high level. You know what I'm saying? People were supporting. They would go out to the girls games, just like how they go out to the boys games. You know what I'm saying? So we need more of that. And then lastly, just, funding. You know what I'm saying? Just invest in different businesses, you know what I'm saying, trying to help out any way they can, you know what I'm saying, whether it's, $500 here, $1,000 here, whatever, all that adds up, you know what I'm saying? So now we're able to get, different equipment we need to help these, develop these young ladies, have access to gyms, repair our gyms, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of our gyms on the Virgin Islands aren't good, you know what I'm saying, needs a lot of repairs, help with, paying for tickets to get them to America to play, you know what I'm saying, in AAU tournaments in the summer or against, other good high school teams. So I think that will be my first top three things is more involvement, more support, and funding.
All right. So how do you feel about the new CBA that went out that will increase the pay of WNBA players and all the other benefits that come along with that?
That's amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, those athletes, they're at the highest level. They played the game really, really great, really, really well. So I definitely think they deserve to be compensated as such. The one thing I would say is, people always obviously talk about the gap difference between, WNBA pay and NBA pay. That's going to take some time because WNBA still got to grow their game, you know what I'm saying, in terms of sponsorships, national exposure, stuff like that. So endorsements. So that way, once they bring in more money, they can pay more money to the players. But I think where they're at right now is in a really good place. And I'm glad to see they all got huge increases and just better cost of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think now they're able to, obviously charter flights. They're able to get their own hotel rooms, like little things like that. Just better quality of life. Being treated as an elite athlete. I think that's going to be great for them for sure.
Now, would you be interested in having your own basketball clinic here in the Virgin Islands to help the ladies' game grow?
Oh yeah, I mean, most definitely. Like I said, I mean, I've been down there. Obviously, every time I come up for the national team, Jelani, once again, he always have me have a little clinic where his girls put them through a workout, speak to them. I know last summer when we was home, Coach Jackson, UVI head women's coach, he ran his camp. He had me come speak to his kids and, help them and stuff through the workout. So, I'm always willing to do that stuff. I'm not, obviously home is where the heart is, man. So I'm not gonna, charge or anything like that. Just, call me, you know what I'm saying? We make it happen, you know what I'm saying? So, but I definitely want to, do my own clinic. That's something, me and, Lorena, who, is her, the CEO of Livewire Sports. Me and her talk about that a lot, especially last summer in Peru at the Pan Am Games. Just different stuff we want to do to have more involvement for the women's basketball game. And I talked to, the national team, the director, the president, we had that conversation all the time. You know what I'm saying? I tell them we need to host clinics, fund these things to make it happen. So definitely stuff that's in the works. We actually was going to host a clinic this summer, but COVID-19 hit. So that kind of, stalled everything. But definitely next summer, especially when I'm home, for training camp and all that stuff, we can definitely have some clinics for the kids, man.
All right, so we're going to open up the live to questions from our viewers. You can type it right below in the live stream. and then we'll get back to Clint. But we're gonna take a break just to shout out our sponsors one more time, starting with Sweet Surrender VI by Shakifa Shinnery. And again, look at these beautiful pastries. All right, you can have them designed the way you want, just like how we have them designed for live wire. These are great. Okay. Sweet Surrender VI by Shakifa Shinnery. Again, our number is 340-626-1310. Also, we have Fabtabulous Nutrition as another sponsor of ours today. And you can get your healthy shakes any way you want them to. All right. You can call Coach J at 340-244-6499. Shout out to our sponsors. Thank you very much for helping us out today. And we are proud to have your products on our show. All right. Moving on to the next section.
Yeah.
This is a very interesting section now, Clint. You have to be ready for this, like really, really ready for this.
Here we go.
Right? This one is called This or That. Is our interactive game we have here with all our guests on the show.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
It might have you answer some questions that you ain't sure you want to answer, you don't know the answer to, but we need an answer from you here today.
Okay, here we go.
All right. First thing, this or that. Tamarind juice or cereal?
Well, first of all, passion fruit should have been an option. That's the number one juice. First of all, me know I can get passion fruit. But if you tell me tamarind or sorrel, I'll probably go tamarind, man.
You sure about that now?
Yeah,
we give you an opportunity to change your answer.
No, sir. Tamarind, son. Me, sorrel, not for me at all.
All right, this is a very good one that's in your field. So I want to hear your answer to this one.
Okay.
Pat Summitt or Gina Ariema?
Ooh. That's a tough one, man. Two both legendary, great historic coaches. Definitely, obviously sad Pat got sick and passed away, because I think she would have, came back and still been coaching today with Gina, against Gina. I'm going to probably go Pat Summitt. I'm going to go Pat Summitt.
Right. Because you picked Pat Summitt and you took about 20 seconds, you sure about that answer? Because that one, they had you fighting a little bit, so.
It did, because, like I said, Gino is great too. You know what I'm saying? Let's not get it twisted. Gino is historically great. He won, a lot too. But I just think Pat Summitt, what she did in the era that she did it in, was just really impressive, man. So I'm going to go Pat Summitt.
All right. Change the past or see the future?
What? I'm going to definitely pick see the future, because, my past, people who know me ain't the greatest, but it is what it is to make me who I am today, so I definitely want to change that. So let me see the future, see what's coming and what's in store for me, man. So yeah.
I like that answer. Now, we're going to pick two sports that I hope you're not familiar with, so you have a hard time choosing. Soccer or tennis?
What? I'm going to go soccer, Mr. My father, Shabazz, shout out Shabazz. He's a big soccer fan. So I'm going to go soccer.
All right. Coconut or pineapple tart?
Hey. I would coconut, man. Coconut tart, bro. I like pineapple tart too, but I always got to go coconut first or something.
So which would be your favorite tart of all time?
Guava, my son. I love guava tart. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite.
All right, and this last one, be careful of the choice that you make. We cannot save you after you leave this show today, okay? Since you're from St. Croix, we want you to pick between the two high schools, CHS or Ken.
Wow. So I feel like you're right. I'm from St. Croix, me from St. Thomas. So my answer shouldn't hold too much weight, but over the years, gotta go Charlotte, man. Charlotte, that's kind of them Charlotte. Go Charlotte first, man. No disrespect.
If you had lived in St. Thomas, you would have rather go Charlotte to Mali High School, is what you're saying.
Yeah, man.
I just want to be clear for all the Ken fans tuning in. So if they attack you, they can't save you.
Hey, shout out to Ken too, man. But yeah, Charlotte. That's just Charlotte. I don't know. I think I'd have went Charlotte instead.
All right. So you survived our segment of this or that, barely, because you take some time with them the first couple questions. All right.
Yeah.
Work on that. All right. We have some questions from our audience that we want to get across to you right now to make sure that everybody is interactive with our show as well.
Okay.
So somebody wants to know, what is your dream job?
Wow, that's a great question, man. I mean, my dream job would be to go back to I have two dream jobs. I'm allowed to do this. First, to go back to Tuskegee University as a head coach. Because, what I want to do, my ultimate career goal is to win a national championship with HBCU. So that's my ultimate career goal. So I want to do that. My second will be, and that's going to be a little bit later in my career, but to come home and coach, UVI and revive that program. You know what I'm saying? Like, get it back to league status, have, great homegrown talent, and get it on a national level. So that's my two goals, man.
All right, those are two really good goals. And now that you speak it into existence and we know what your goals are, we look forward to seeing you accomplishing those things in life.
Yeah, man. Good points.
What would you tell your parents, the parents that live in the States, about giving the VI teams, both men and women, instead of going to AU?
Say it one more time, Shaq.
What would you tell the parents that live in the States about giving the VI teams players rather than AAU?
Well, see, that question is a tricky question. When they say rather than AAU, AAU is the biggest exposure tournament there is, for, high school players, So that's the benefit as to why, kids will play AAU, Now, if we have a VI team coming up to play in the AAU tournament and we have some VI, kids up here, of course I'll say, if you want to, you should play with the VI team in that AAU tournament, But like I say, it depends. Like, we're just gonna, skip an AAU tournament to play with a VI team just, in a league back home, with no coaches and stuff can see them. I would recommend that. So it depends. But like I said, if a VI team coming to an AAU tournament, then of course I'll definitely advise a parent to, have their VI kid play with that VI team in an AAU tournament for sure.
What was the biggest transition for you from playing or coaching in the VI to coaching or playing in the mainland?
Wasn't really a transition, to be honest. I feel like the difference is obviously back home, I'm well known or whatever. So everybody knows me. So, the players I coach, they know me, whether it's from before I started coaching them, they know me personally. So the relationship is different in that aspect. But I want to say it's really a big difference between coaching in the VI and coaching, up here in America. Coaching is coaching. Everybody know me. I'm tough. I'm hard to play for. I'm the easiest coach to play for because I'm gonna demand your best every day. So, I definitely do that whether I'm here in my current job, Morehead State, or when I'm home, coaching back home with a national team or whatever. So, yeah.
What advice would you give for players that would like to play D1?
Ooh. So, my first advice would be stay in the gym. Especially if you're back home in the Virgin Islands, you got to be in the gym every day working on your game. Up here, in the States, these kids, they hooping every day, man. Literally, I literally talking to a recruit right now. She's a 2022, so that means she'll be a junior next year. And that kid literally is in the gym 3 to 4 times a day. So back home, our kids don't do that. So that's probably something I would say is stay in the gym, play as much basketball as possible. Because like, it, Shaq, back home, our, high school league, obviously I love back home, but high school league is a joke. That man play 10 games a year, maybe 10 to 15, depends. That's including playoffs and everything. And typically, it's going to be the same two teams playing each other all the time. Central and Charlotte probably. You know what I'm saying? So they're not getting, exposure against great talent every day. So they got to get in the gym, work in the game. That's number one. But two, academics. They got to have great grades in school. Definitely take those tests, whether it's SAT or ACT. One thing I know in the VI, and this is when I was coming up too, and it is now, we just preach SAT. You know what I'm saying? We think SAT is where it's at all the time. You can take the ACT as well. You know what I'm saying? NCAA takes both, they take either score, SAT or ACT. So, get your test scores up, keep your grades up. And then lastly, exposure and connect, use some connections. You know what I'm saying? So like, you have me, you know what I'm saying? If you're on the men's side, you have Coach Jareem Dowling at North Texas, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Reem. You got Jareem, you got Coach Tang. Hope you don't kill me for, calling him out, but you got Coach Tang at Baylor, you know what I'm saying? Plenty other coaches from the Virgin Islands that coach in the collegiate level, you know what I'm saying? The women's side, like I said, you have myself, you have Desma, who was at Florida Atlantic, you have Taj, who's at George Mason. So you got coaches that you can reach out to and just ask them, hey, you know what I'm saying, how can I get better? How can I get to the Division I level where you guys are coaching at? You know what I'm saying? And we can help you guys anywhere we can. So use your connections, get exposure. You know what I'm saying? Film. We need film. That's one thing. Even when I was recruiting, Anita and Shania from back home and stuff, nobody had no film. You know what I'm saying? And that was hard, man, because, my head coaches, they trust me. You know what I'm saying? My head coach, Coach K, thankfully, he trusts me and knows that, I can recruit talent and I recruit the players he wants. So he was, went off of it without film at first. And then shout out to Rashidi. He had, his son's stroke all-star game, which you have every year. Every time he does that, he sent me the film. You know what I'm saying? For me to showcase at least some game against the best talent we have so coaches can see. So exposure and connections will be the last way too, man.
All right. You just mentioned about 5 or 6 coaches that we have on the mainland. So we definitely going to get this basketball clinic going. And I'm sure that's only 5% of the coaches we have away. So that's definitely a big market that we have, and we need to tap into that, get our locals to come home and give back. And I'm pretty sure they will never mind giving back to their community.
They don't, you know what I'm saying? And they do it all the time, you know what I'm saying? So like Reem and Coach Tang, them man, they coach the boys, the men's national team and the junior national team for the boys. I know Coach Taj and Desma have both coached the women's teams in the past. So yeah, you call them to, help back home, they're coming.
All right, another question from the viewers. Do you think that the government of the Virgin Islands should pass laws to guarantee funding for athletes?
Ooh, of course I do. That's a great question. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I definitely think, they definitely should pass laws. One thing people don't know back home is they have dedicated a certain allotment of funds in the government budget every year for, athletes essentially. You know what I'm saying? We just don't have nobody to tap into that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't want to call nobody out, but like I'm sure Calvert White, director of Sports Pocket Rec, probably talk more about that. He knows more details about it than I do, but I know that for a fact. So, we definitely have a certain amount of funds that's allotted to that. You just got to tap into it, man. I mean, and that's why I talk about like people like, like Tegan and St. Croix and them man who trying to keep the game alive, you know what I'm saying, by having tournaments, you know what I'm saying, pushing high school basketball. I love what they're doing, man. So, we just got to get them to tap into those funds to kind of, keep things going, you know what I'm saying? Help promote athletes, man, because you're right, funding is a huge thing. And I mean, there's so much people that we should be hitting up for funding. I ain't gonna call out these companies because, they love me, so I ain't gonna call them out, but just know there's a lot of companies we need to be hitting up for funding, man, for sure.
All right, with this COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of things were derailed. How do you think it would affect the next college basketball season?
Well, I mean, obviously, I could talk for us right now. We've obviously in contact talks with our administration, our AD, our conference, the Ohio Valley Conference. Right now, we planning to have the season as normal. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have to make any changes to our schedule. Our schedule, it is what it is. We having the entire student body back on campus in August. A lot of schools are doing what they are doing is ending the semester at Thanksgiving break instead of that first week of December. We ended the semester at Thanksgiving, so that way everybody don't got to go home and then come back again. You know what I'm saying? Just in case that second wave hit, what they predicted might hit. But right now we planning for it. I think the talks are about fans being at the games, whether it's going to be a certain capacity of the arena, you know what I'm saying, can come to the game, a certain amount, have social distancing in place. So maybe, families sit together here and then every 2 seats in between, next family or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So probably everybody got to wear masks at the game. I don't know. But right now the plan is to, we're having our season. I don't know what the fan situation will look like, but if we got to play empty gyms, we're going to play empty gyms, man. We're going to hoop. So it is what it is.
How important is it for students to have a high GPA?
I can't even stress that enough, man. That's so important. You know what I'm saying? Once you have a high GPA, number one, you can, solve a lot of problems. You know what I'm saying? The higher GPA, the lower your test score needs to be. You know what I'm saying? To be considered clear by the NCAA. That's number one. You can also get academic scholarship money. You know what I'm saying? So if you go into, an AIA school or, D2 that's, probably don't have full scholarships or whatever, they can put together great packages for you with your academic money and athletic money, and you go to school for free. So like I said, as I talk about, having that great GPA can help you a long way. So that's definitely important for sure.
Clint, you did a great job on the show today, but I want you to just give one more message to the young athletes that are wanting to compete on the next level, that want to be great, that want to be better than they are today. One last message.
I mean, first things first is listen to your coaches. You know what I'm saying? We have a lot of knowledgeable coaches on the island that's, like I said, pushing for athletes to make it. Bow on St. Croix, Tegan on St. Croix, on St. Thomas. I know Jelani just retired. We got Horton coming in with Reina. I think Heiliga's still coach. I'm not sure, but I think he's still coach. But yeah, we got, we have coaches that, know what they're talking about. So listen to your coaches, put in the work. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing, man, is they got to be willing to put in the work, extra time to get better. You know what I'm saying? They always, I know everybody love to go jam and thing. Jam go be there. You know what I'm saying? You can go walk out, then go jam after. Whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Put the time in. Academics. You know what I'm saying? Keep your grades up and stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Notice right now the wave is a lot of these young dudes back home, you know what I'm saying, in gangs or wherever, committing all these crimes. Stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Keep your head on straight. And yeah, I definitely think you can make it. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, making it is not about getting to the D1 level. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you go D2, NAIA. If you get your school paid for free, and you get to go play college basketball, do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I think people need to understand. And once they do that, they're going to be good, man.
All right, Clint. Thanks again for coming on the show. You're a great guest. You provided a lot of great information for our viewers. I'm sure they're thankful for it as well. All right, coming up next week on our show, we will have Commissioner of Sports, Park and Recreation, Mr. Calvert White. He'll come to talk about sports in the community and what's going on with the parks, and we'll find out a lot more information on what his plans are moving forward, our student athletes as well as our athletes who just want to play ball for fun. Also, we want to shout out our sponsors one more time. Our sponsor of today's show is Sweet Surrender VI by Shakifa Shinnery, who did a great job with our fabulous treats here today. So again, our treat table is sponsored by Sweet Surrender VI and Shakifa Shinnery. Her number, if you would like to place any special orders or any designed pastries, her number is 340-626-1310. Also, our other sponsor was Fabtabulous Nutrition, the place for all your healthy shakes and health needs. You can contact Coach J at 340-244-6499. They are located upstairs in Lockout Garden, and you can get all your shakes and all your healthy needs that you have there. We also want to shout out the third for our intro track. It is called Born Ready. You can find it on all streaming platforms and wherever else any streaming is available. Shout out to the third. Thank you for our intro music, and thank you for continuing to support us. If you are an entrepreneur and you're interested in working with Livewire to get your product shown on our live and sponsoring the show, you can inbox our Livewire Sports page on Facebook, and we will contact you and be able to work out something to get your stuff on this show. And thank you for watching today's show.
I'm doing great, even though every day's not fine. But still I woke up today, another day to get on my grind. Got me singing, whoa, whoa, effort on bills for ready. Whoa, whoa, effort on bills for ready. I'm doing great, even though every day's not fine. But still I woke up today, another day to get on my grind. Got me singing, whoa, whoa, effort on bills for ready. Whoa, whoa, effort on bills for ready.